YouTube, how's it going? The Goat House is back with some more NFL record predictions for the 2020 season, going game by game. This video for the Tennessee Titans, going through every single team. We did a bunch of teams already. This is actually the last team of the AFC South. So once you're done, or as of now, maybe when you're listening to this, I'll be posting a poll on that Twitter of who wins the AFC South. You guys vote just like you did for the other divisions. Once I'm done recording a division, you guys are basically creating, and we'll circle back for wildcard teams. You guys are basically creating a playoff layout and we'll create a future video off that. So you guys are basically making a video there. Thank you for the support. We hit 50K. We're trying to kind of match that with our second channel there. So we really appreciate any supports. And then the Goat House podcast is a thing now for sure, and we're going to keep on grinding that. So link down below for anything you may need out of those things you see there. Tennessee Titans, playoffpredictors.com is the site we're using. You go make your predictions, come back with all your predictions. Would love to see the differences in everyone's there in the comments. The Titans, very complete team, really started to heat up at the end of the year. I'd say, the last several weeks of the season, it felt like the Titans were the best team in football. You can actually argue that they kind of were, in terms of a power ranking, who's hot, who's cold at the end of the season, down the stretch of the season. So pretty impressive. Impressive how Tannehill was. You finally see him outside of I guess a bad situation, outside of a bad system and bad coaching, into a pretty good situation with some good talented players here in Tennessee, and he looked pretty good. Derrick Henry, one of the better backs in football. Offensive line, I don't think Conklin is that big of a loss as people think. He struggles pass protection-wise. He's very good run blocking, but I think they'll be okay. Receiver unit, I think, getting better. I think, A.J. Brown can only go up. Some young guys in there. Looking at the defense, the thing, defense, they had good game plans. We've seen them against the Ravens. They got good players, complete defense. The only, maybe not 100% complete. The only thing they were kind of lacking was pass rush. That Chiefs game, why they lost that Chiefs game, people try to point the finger here, there. They got zero pass rush. I've never seen, and we've seen teams get a lack of a pass rushing game, but that was maybe the lowest I've seen it was an AFC Championship game. It was just the pass rush was non-existent, and that was the difference. Patrick Mahomes had all day, and I mean all day, to do whatever he wants, and you're not going to win. You're not going to win if that's the case. You might not win if you're getting crazy pressure on the guy, let alone, giving him all day. But the defense, they do add Vic Beasley, which, Falcons seem to be ruining pass rushers, and I've graded him as a 3-4 outside linebacker, which is a pass rusher out of Clemson. That's what he was to me. That's it. He played a 4-3 end and for the Falcons. Now he goes to Vrabel's defense. It's a 3-4, so I think he'll be better on the Titans, so that's a good thing. I like Harold Landry. He's going to continue to get better. Jeffrey Simmons now full-time, just a rookie last year, playing half the year. He's going to get some pressure from the D-line. They like to blitz their inside linebackers. I do like the inside linebackers a lot. Rashaan Evans and Jayon Brown. Jayon Brown, I think, is pretty darn underrated. And then they're pretty thin on corners. I think they got a good 3. Adding Christian Fulton to obviously Adoree Jackson, Malcolm Butler, but 2 guys that were on their team last year that were both hurt. Malcolm Butler more than Adoree Jackson, so that's kind of the concern. Safety duo is just fine. Byard, one of the top ones, League Vaccaro, has been better since he's been on the Titans. So I think a pretty good team. The question is, can they continue to roll? Can Tannehill continue to do that? I don't see why not, but can he continue to stay healthy, which we've seen him unhealthy in the past? Another thing is, they kind of had that game plan factor last year because Tannehill, we didn't get to see a whole bunch of Tannehill. We didn't really know what they were about. We didn't really, people, it was tough to game plan against. So they kind of had that going for them. Kind of reminded me of Nick Foles when he got thrown in with the Eagles, like a little bit different play calling, different system. People didn't really know how to game plan against that. So now that teams know how to game plan, can they figure it out? So there's a lot of questions with the Titans. Overall, I really like this team, though. Bronco, this is a tough draw, playing Monday night, the very late window, West Coast, in Denver. I got the Broncos. That's a tough one for the Titans. That's a tough draw. You don't want to go play in Denver at that, what is that, like 10 o'clock Eastern at night, Monday night, first week, West Coast. You don't want that. I got the Broncos in that one. They're home against the Jags. I took the Titans. This one, very similar teams. Titans, Vikings, very similar teams. Both want to run the ball to open up the pass. Both will make the big plays off the play action. I think both very similar defenses. I think the Titans maybe a little more complete on the defense side. The Vikings got more of the elite players here and there to make the impact. This one just depends on where it's at to me. A very tough place to place U.S. Bank. I take the Vikings in that one. It's going to be a heck of a ball game. Steelers-Titans. Another good game. Tough time to play the Steelers because they're healthy at this point, you would think, but that doesn't mean they automatically win. Titans being at home, they can slow down Big Ben enough, and they have the offense. I think the score. Derrick Henry could have a good game this one. Steelers losing Javon Hargrave. The run defense it'll be good still, but you can run on them, I believe. With a good running back like that. Bills, Titans in Tennessee. Seems like they always lose to the Bills. Last year, I remember I felt like they had that game a little fluky. I think just because they always lose to them doesn't mean it's going to happen. I think the Titans kind of get the revenge this year. I think they being at home. Another pretty even matchup here. Complete defenses that could get better pass rush-wise. Pretty even teams, systems, everything. So I'll take the Titans in that one. Then you got the Texans. I will have them winning home against the Texans. So 4-2. You see, you start 1-2, I should say, and you're kind of bouncing back by a week. Take down Joe Burrow and the Bengals there. Bears, Titans. I will take the Titans this one. I think they match up pretty well. I think Bears got the defense. I think a pretty low scoring game, but I think the Titans just got that extra juice. I think with Derrick Henry there. And they'll take down the Bears. Colts at Titans. Thursday Night Football in Tennessee. Got to go with Titans in that one. Then they got the Ravens. They matched up very well against the Ravens last year. There was some missed opportunities for the Ravens, though. Lamar was a little off his game, but mainly the receivers, tight ends, off their game. And then they get their revenge in this one, actually. I would take the Ravens. That's going to be a darn good ball game. Colts will start to heat up, making their adjustments with Phillip Rivers at this point, and they split. Take the Colts. Browns at Titans, very similar teams too. They're both going to pound the football to open up the pass, maybe open up some play action. They're both going to go to their tight ends quite a bit. Take Tennessee Titans at home in that good matchup. Titans, Jags. I had the Jags kind of sneaking one out this one. We see Gardner Minshew actually played pretty well against them last year. Kind of just sneaking one here. We'll circle back and do best case scenario. I'll take the Titans over the Lions. Good time to play them is late, kind of when they're inconsistent off their game, maybe unhealthy. I really like the way the Titans match up on the Packers, actually. I think Derrick Henry could have a big game, but I do think the passing game could struggle in Green Bay, Week 16, Sunday Night Football. Yeah, in Lambeau, Sunday Night Football. I think they're going to have to do more than just pound the ball here. I think, if this was in Tennessee, I'd take Titans in Green Bay at a bad time, I think, for the Titans. And I had them beating the Texans. So, I think that the Titans are getting better at this point of the season. Texans about staying the same. I take the Titans. So you see the 10-6. That should get the job done there. Actually, we did go through all the AFC South, so I do have them winning the AFC South there with that. So 10-6 gets it done. Kind of circling back, best case scenario. Maybe Drew Lock. I'm really feeling the Broncos that one. Maybe he's not ready. Had them going on quite the streak here. Maybe they just match up good against the Ravens. Maybe they just can't fall to the Jags. The Jags are just not that good of a football team this year. So 12-4, I'd say the 10-12 range, maybe pushing 13. I don't see 13, but could be. Worst case, if we want to do worst case, between these two, they'd probably lose that. One of those. Maybe the Bears' defense is too much. The Texans script. So I think seven games is probably worst case. 7. So we see I really don't see it happening, obviously, by my prediction, but 7-12 range, I guess, pretty big. But I'm kind of thinking if I want to be, as accurate with my range as possible, probably that 9-12, 9-11 range, So I did have them winning these right here, and that had 10-6. You guys can make your predictions. Come back. Let me know in the comments. Please click that like button. Follow both of our channels. Follow our Twitter. Check out the podcast. Would really appreciate any of that. Really appreciate all the support. Thank you for watching this video. That's going to do it. Goodbye.